Hello, everyone. This episode brought to you by Web3 Enabler, the first and only payment solution in cryptocurrencies on Salesforce. This is another episode of the Real World Blockchain. I am with Alex Hogberger. There was the return of the king. Now we have the return of the CEO. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Gauthier, great to be back here.
Okay, so I guess you want to talk to us about a very important update, Digital Asset Wallet. What is this about?
Oh, absolutely. So, one of the things we really pride ourselves on is really integrating Web3 and blockchain wallets natively into the Salesforce ecosystem. Well, we've been doing a lot with payments, and that's really exciting. And that's one of the areas that the crypto world is most excited for. But then we start talking to the business world, and what they really are excited for on their end is dealing with the reality of today, which is the traders. To give you an example, 62% of Americans own stocks, so little less than two and three, but 28% own crypto, one in three. So it's still not as popular as stocks, but that's not a big drop, right? And what one of these things that happens is people that are working in the equity space for clients, half their clients now have crypto, and they have no idea what to make of that.
That's interesting when you're saying that's not a big drop because in many social backgrounds, one in three people holding these assets is already huge. So there are many social backgrounds where not even one out of three people hold stocks. So
Oh,
that's very credible.
absolutely. And you think of some of the other things that are going out there. About 2 weeks ago, I believe Kraken did a deal with X stocks and they're tokenizing US equities, selling them outside the US, but selling them as tokens. So now instead of having to go through an intermediary financial institution that has the ability to sell you, say, a share of Apple, you can buy it as a share via a token on Kraken, and you can then bring it from your wallet from their centralized exchange. So we're starting to see all these real world asset use cases really popping in there. And that tokenization of real world assets, that's what digital asset wallets is all about.
So we have an equivalent of stable coins, but with digital, like with the stock market. So you can basically have shares of the company that are tokenized and pegged to a token, and that means that it's easier to purchase. How does this fit in the whole Web3 enabler ecosystem in general?
Okay, glad you asked. So Salesforce, one of their biggest markets is the financial services sector. Now, there are people that are using it for regular prospecting and, as a CRM, and there are people using Sales Cloud on it, but there's also a tool there called Financial Services Cloud, which is one of the fastest growing segments of Salesforce. Financial Services Cloud is a customized version of Salesforce aimed for financial institutions, banks, insurance companies, investment companies, and financial advisories. Part of that package is an app called Wealth Management. Wealth Management is used by companies you've heard of, like JP Morgan Wealth Managers, Merrill Lynch, part of Bank of America. Like big major institutions are running Financial Services Cloud. So, Financial Services Cloud gets your financial advisor to be able to get a 360-degree view of your finances. What does that mean? There are investment accounts that are part of it. There are checking accounts. You can connect your bank, right? So maybe my advisor is at JP Morgan, but I bank at Bank of America. Well, Bank of America supplies a connector. Fidelity has an app, whatever it is that will bring the data into Financial Services Cloud. So if I'm working with those mainstream traditional legacy institutions, I can bring their data in. So if my advisor is at JP Morgan, but my banking is at Bank of America, I have a 401k from work at Fidelity, and I have, an investment account, a taxable account at JP Morgan, and maybe I use Northwestern for my life insurance. And I have a house and a vacation home. We get those prices from Zillow. But my mortgage is at Rocket Mortgage or some other Fannie Mae player, right? All of our financial information is all over the place. And the role of the financial advisor, the wealth manager, is to look at all this and help you kind of make decisions.
That's
So
one. Well, sorry, keep going.
Oh no. So what that means is, right now they can see your life insurance, your bank accounts, your investment accounts, but they don't see your crypto.
Okay, that's nice. So This is exactly what we were offering to the corporate world before with the Web3 Enabler blockchain payments app. We were offering seamless integration to the standard practices of the corporate world, and now we're offering that as well to the standard practices of asset management.
Right. So if you're a financial advisor or a wealth manager and you're using the wealth management app for Financial Services Cloud, we can connect you in. You can create a link for your clients after it's installed, and they can go. So you go and say, someone says, okay, I have a Ledger wallet. Okay, great. You go in, they type in Ledger Wallet, they send you a link. You go into with your Ledger wallet on that link, and you use Wallet Connect to connect whatever network you use. Maybe you have Bitcoin, maybe you have some tokens on Ethereum, maybe you have some tokens on Base, maybe Solana. You just go in and you connect all your networks. Once all your networks are connected, it's fed into their Salesforce ecosystem, and they can now pull off the blockchain your public holdings, and they're all marked to market with CoinGecko like we've been doing. So now, now it's still my hardware wallet or my wallet on my phone or my wallet on my computer. My financial advisor can't trade on my behalf, and FINRA rules don't let them trade on your behalf. But now they know what's going on. So if I told my advisor I want to have 10 to 20% crypto, and Bitcoin hits 150, well, maybe they're going to point out to me that my crypto holdings 30%, and that's more than I want. Or maybe we go through crypto winter and Bitcoin drops back to 30, and all of a sudden they're like, now might be a good time to increase your stake because you're now only 8% crypto and you want to be 10. Why does this matter? This is how you balance a portfolio to buy low and sell high, is to make sure by keeping things in ratios and rebalancing, you take money off the table when your asset's on a tear and you add it. Now look, if you're a Bitcoin maxi and you believe fiat is fictional and all your wealth lives in your USB drive, you probably don't have a financial advisor, right? And if you still think crypto's funny money, well, enjoy. You're missing out on one of the greatest innovations in the century. But if you're like most normal people and you're like, you know what, commodities are a thing, hedge funds are a thing, stocks are a thing, bonds are a thing. I have some property, I have some assets. If you're a normal, someone who's building wealth, crypto's part of that equation. And we are going to bring crypto in as a normalized solution for your wealth manager or financial advisor to help you. So if you're a financial or advisor or wealth manager and your company is running Financial Services Cloud, reach out to us to be an early pilot site or beta site. We will be entering security review hopefully next week and live on the App Exchange by the fall.
That's wonderful. I like the fact that this could also have potential implications for the companies building wealth as well, because some companies use reserve assets in order to temper, to be slightly uncertainty proof during hard times and uncertain economic times. So do you think we could also have another offer at Web3 Enabler for the equivalent, the B2B equivalent of what you just described?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things is we're really now focused on cloud specific solutions. So we have a new product coming out in the next few months that is blockchain payments for Revenue Cloud. So really focus on companies doing revenue cycle management to insert the blockchain payment process directly at that point. We have digital asset wallets being really focused. The first version is for Financial Services Cloud. We absolutely doing and envision, maybe you're running Rootstock or you're running Accounting Seed. We plan to implement it there. We plan to have a standalone version so that you can use it for company reporting. So, maybe you're doing your treasury management on one of the hardware wallets and doing the trades there, but we need to pull the data into your general ledger, your reporting, and Salesforce is really the source of truth for so many companies.
That's absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much, Alex. Do you have anything else to add for this interview?
No, that's it, Gauthier. Looking forward to having more announcements as the months to come. It's been a wild time. We all saw Circle's IPO where they shot up from $31 to like 115 within days. They're worth like $28 billion now. That's fantastic. Ripple tried to buy them for $4.5 billion like a month ago. That did not go through. The Genius Act is working its way through the Senate. Final vote should be today or tomorrow. They achieved cloture. That's the hard one where they ended any filibustering. And assuming this gets through the House, we should have real regulations by end of the year, next year, the latest. And, it's exciting that crypto is really off to the races, and this is mainstreaming. Was it 10 years to an overnight success? Well, maybe 15 in this case.
That's wonderful. What a great time to be alive. Thank you, everyone. This was Alex Hogberger, CEO and founder of Web3 Enabler. This episode brought to you by this lovely company. Cheers, everyone. Bye, Alex.